everyone and welcome. This video is going to be a disaster, honestly. I'm not even sure what I'm going to talk about or what I'm going to film. I know it has been a hot minute. I've kind of been in this weird reading slump. I'm super behind on my goal for the year, which is 100 books, and I haven't been keeping track actually of how many books I read for a year until like a couple of years ago, but I feel like 100 books is definitely not a hard goal for me usually. This year I don't know what it is. I'm not reading as much as I have. I'm reading like as little as I have since like college, and I wasn't reading that much then, obviously, because of like classes and work, like balancing that and work and all kinds of other stuff. So that being said, I also haven't really been in the mood to film because I haven't been reading that much. I haven't been reading that much that I feel really strongly about getting to talk about. And yeah, it's just been weird. I would love to get back on filming more. It just also takes a lot of energy to prepare material to film, to actually sit down and film it, and then to edit it and post it, and it's a lot. That being said, I decided to just film and see what I got, if it's any good. You can't see all of my bookcases. I'm sitting on the ground. You can see the majority of them from this angle though. I need to reorganize my shelves. In general, they're just kind of a mess. I keep bins. This bin is supposed to be donating, or books to donate or sell. And that obviously needs to get gone. And then typically I have a bin of books that I've read but haven't talked about on my channel yet. That's kind of out of hand. Not going to talk about all those books probably, but so I also need to go through those and see which ones I'm giving away. One of my friends just said that she wanted to add some more books to her collection and kind of didn't know where to start. So I was like, I will go through books that I've read and not looking to hold on to and see if there's any that I think are worth your time. So yeah, kind of thought I would just film this whole situation of me going through all my books because, like I said, things have gotten a little out of hand. So, okay, jumping right into my donate pile, I guess, because that seems like the easiest task that I have ahead of me. I have a bunch of Fear Street books that I do not think are worth your time unless you're a big R.L. Stine fan, or it's like Halloween and you're looking to be in the spooky mood. I literally have so many. Some of them are old, some of them are new ones. All of them they're just really basic. For someone who's read more like adult horror, they're definitely don't, set my soul afire. So yeah, I wouldn't recommend them unless you're maybe like a young teen reader, maybe. So yeah, definitely getting rid of all of those and not gonna have my friend waste your time on them. Let's see. The Only Good Indians, I think I may have talked about in a video. This book was really weird. I would also say probably not worth your time. It is like adult horror. It's Native American representation, like good things. Just wasn't it for me, I guess. Then I have Marie Lu, The Kingdom of Back. This book was actually good. I might ask my friend if she is interested at all in it. This is about, it's Mozart, right? Yes, it's Mozart's older sister, who is also very musically talented, but history kind of forgot her because she is a woman and also like legally couldn't compose her own music at the time. And so apparently there's, I guess, like almost conspiracies that some of Mozart's music, like she was the composer of, but couldn't publicly be the composer of it because of the time that she lived in. And so this kind of follows their childhood of her kind of being in her little brother's shadow. And it's called The Kingdom of Back because it's this imaginary like realm, I guess, that they invent to kind of talk about and like kind of play games in because they're traveling around Europe a lot performing music. Witches Steeped in Gold. Also can't remember if I talked about this one on the channel. This book I thought was literally terrible. it didn't make any sense. I remember like one of my big things where I was like, this book is no good, is because I accidentally skipped a chapter. Like I lost my place and didn't realize until I had been reading a little bit. I was like, oh wait, I have like missed some pages. And then turns out it didn't matter. When I went back and read the chapter, I was like, oh, this added literally nothing to the story and didn't help me understand what was going on any better. Then I've got some random mail in this box, so that's good to find. We'll go through that later. The Gilded Ones was honestly kind of similar, which is really sad because I really wanted to love both of these books. But this was kind of the same thing where it was like the world building didn't really make sense. The characters didn't really speak to me. And I will not be continuing either of those series because there's way too many books to read for me to waste time on books that I don't enjoy. Mirage, I literally don't remember at all. I think I didn't like it. I'm going to say that I didn't like it because it was in my donate pile, and I don't remember it. Devil in the White City by Eric Larson. Super boring. Took me forever to finish. Hard no. Wilder Girls wasn't bad. I feel like it was just slow and kind of weird, like sci-fi. I might ask my friend if she's interested in it. It just wasn't my jam, I think. Oh, and then these two books, I had read this series when I was younger. I never finished it, so I was like, oh, let's revisit this series. And, you know, because I remember it being really good, and I was like, I kind of want to see what I think about it now. The series is Ranger's Apprentice by John Flanagan. I got books, I guess this is books 1 and 2, yeah, to read and try to like jump back into the series, and then I realized probably was really good when I was like 12 years old, but I'm not 12 anymore. So I know I really loved this series, and I remember like wanting to finish it so bad. I can't remember why I didn't. But I'm not going to finish it now either because now I'm too old for this story to interest me. Again, I feel like if you're a young teen reader, definitely more interesting. Otherwise, okay. So those are all definitely getting donated. Let me put these back in this box. Okay. So now I will jump into the box of books that I have read, but I haven't put them on my shelf or added them to the donate pile. So let me see what I want to do with those. Up top, this is the last book that I finished. It is Outlawed by Anna North. I really enjoyed this book. I feel like there were some valid critiques about it on Goodreads and the reviews there. However, in my interpretation of the book, I think that some people kind of, dare I say, missed the point of the book. Like some people were like talking about how it didn't make as strong of a feminist stance, I guess, as they were expecting. Or talked about like the characters being kind of flat, I guess, or boring. And how I took it was like, it's a relatively small book. And the time period that it's written in is supposed to be like the 1890s. So I was like, it's kind of like, I guess let me tell you a little bit about it. It's kind of like a Handmaid's Tale-esque world set in like the Old West, like the 1890s in America. And if women are not able to have children, they pretty much get hung as witches because their only value is like having kids. Definitely being gay will get you in big legal trouble, etc., things like that. So I think that I kind of interpreted as it's set in like the 1890s in this really backward society. So probably the feminist commentary is gonna be, it's written in the first person of our main character who is outlawed because she's unable to have children. So I was kind of taking it as like, it's not as much of our modern expectations of feminism because it's not modern. And then I was perfectly fine with the characters because again, it's relatively a short book and I thought they did everything for me that I needed them to do. I would not have been mad if this was a longer book that maybe delved deeper into like their minds and development or whatever. But I didn't think that was the point so much of this story. If it sounds interesting to you, I would say check it out. I would think that it's worth your time. So I did like this book. I'll stick it over here to keep. Also have a book that's by some of my favorite podcasters, M. Schultz and Christine Schieffer. And this is their A Haunted Road Atlas that they just came out with. I might stick this on the coffee table or something. I don't think this is a bookshelf book, but obviously I did really love it. I really love their podcast. I want to keep that, but somewhere else I'll make a pile over here. Read another Kristen Hanna book, Homefront. This is about, it's set in the early aughts. Woman goes off to war, comes home she's got PTSD, she's wounded, she's got all this stuff to unpack, and she's got this family that's trying to go through it with her. Not my favorite Kristen Hanna book. Really hated the husband a lot. He got a redemption arc that I don't think he deserved. But I'm gonna keep it and add it to my growing Kristen Hanna collection. The Witcher. I'm going to go and pull out all my Witcher books in this pile. I've been trying to read the series, and I'm going to blame The Witcher, honestly, for putting me in this reading slump, because I feel like that's what's at fault. They're not bad. They just are not, I don't know. They're just really hard for me to get through. And I don't really know how to describe them, and it takes me so long to read them that by the time I'm finished, then it's hard for me to have a real review of them. So these are I've read all the prequels. So these are the start of the actual series. Blood of Elves, The Time of Contempt, and Baptism of Fire. I'm going to keep them because, again, I'm reading the series, but I'm kind of on the fence about it. Do love the Netflix show, which is why I was reading it. Oh my God. Sarah J. Maas, House of Sky and Breath, across the second Crescent City novel. My Sarah J. Maas opinions are controversial, I think, because I really love the Throne of Glass series, and I feel like people who don't like Sarah J. Maas also think that series is trash. I'm sorry, I don't get it. I love that series. I see nothing wrong with it. Period. End of story. The series that everyone really loves that I think is trash is the A Court of Thorn and Roses, ACOTAR, whatever. I have a rant review for the whole series up on my channel. Yeah, I don't love it. I'm so sorry to everyone who does love it. That's your thing. No judgment. I personally can't stand it. And the first Crescent City novel, what's that one called? House of Earth and Blood, I did not love. Thought the whole series was going to be ACOTAR Part 2. And I was super disappointed because, again, I love Throne of Glass and was hoping for something of that level. House of Sky and Breath, in my opinion, completely saved the series. I don't know how many books there's supposed to be in it. I want to say 4, maybe. But after the first one, I was I'm going to read the second one, and if I don't love it, I'm done. Really liked the second one. Even though I don't like ACOTAR, I don't want it. You know what? I'm not going to say anything. That's going to be spoilers. I'm not going to say it. Okay. So that's that. Keeping. Aristotle and Dante discover the secrets of the universe. Not my usual thing, but was, in my opinion, a really good book. Keeping. Okay, I have Storm of Locusts by Rebecca Roanhorse, which is the sequel to a book that I have somewhere. I kind of want to find it because the moral of the story is I don't think she's continuing the series because it was not super popular. Trail of Lightning, there it is. I don't think she's continuing the series because it's been several years since this one came out and there's no word on the next one. And I really liked the first one. They're set in a post-apocalyptic world, and our hero is this Native American girl with superpowers is the best way I can think to describe it. Briefly, really liked the first one, was excited to keep going with it. The second one didn't do it for me as much, and if the series isn't continuing either, honestly, I feel like there are books that I'm not going to want to revisit. So in that case, I'm going to get rid of them. Got a couple of Morgan Matson books. Since You've Been Gone and Take Me Home Tonight, I'm keeping them. I don't know why I love Morgan Matson so much. They are young adult contemporary romances. And I literally have no other books like that on my shelf, and I would never read them by anyone else except for Morgan Matson. They're totally fluffy. The characters tend to be a little stupid, and I don't know what it is. I just love them so much. Keeping. Then I have Lifelike by Jay Kristoff. This book, it's again like kind of post-apocalyptic world. There's artificial intelligence and cyborgs and crazy stuff like that. I feel like I want to continue the series just to see where it was going. I didn't love this book, but it's not worth getting rid of, in my opinion. So, keeping. So now my bin of books that I haven't read but need to talk about is empty. Woo! So hopefully I can get to refilling this again and film my like monthly wrap-ups more regularly on this channel. I do like doing that for not just so I can make content, but I like doing it for me because it makes me think a little bit more about the books that I'm reading, because I'm trying to think of things to say about them, and I enjoy being a more critical reader. I just need to give myself motivation, I guess, to do it. Like all those books that I just read and kind of knew that I wasn't going to film anything in depth on them, don't have much to say about them. Now I'm kind of at a loss. I kind of want to pull all my TBRs. I had a shelf. Let me tilt you a little bit. Don't mind my messy room. I had a shelf that was my TBR shelf. As you can see, it has overflowed onto the floor. So I kind of want to pull all the books off of that shelf. I don't know where I'm going to put them, but I kind of want to pull them off of that so I can use the shelf for my other books, because I need space. Like this shelf here is my like Lord of the Rings shelf. And I need that area to work a little bit harder for me because I have a lot of books, obviously. So maybe this next segment is going to be me pulling out my TBR books and telling you what they are, kind of in chunks. Easy. This is easy. I've got a chunk of Kristen Hanna books. I'm not going to go over every book individually because then this video will be 3 hours long and I will simply not be editing all of that garbage. Recently I went to Dallas and visited a couple of like independent bookstores. I got this one, The Once and Future Witches, in a bookstore that was also a bar and a coffee house, and absolutely loved that vibe. Like this book got put on my bar tab. Adore. And then I got a Monster Calls and Hood Feminism in a different bookstore. I feel like I also got a third book there, but I don't see it, so I don't know. These books that are like on my TBR are not, they're going to be on my TBR forever because they're not normal like novels that I'm going to sit down and read. This I have Great Tales of Terror and the Supernatural. Obviously it's a really old book. My parents got it for me from an old bookstore. Yeah. And then Book of Unsolved Mysteries and the Astronomy book. Kind of don't know what to do with that. Okay. Got a couple more Witcher books. I actually think I have another one of these that's like on my nightstand because it's the next in the series and I'm trying to force myself to read it. So I've got these to read as well. You will go on the novel stack. One by One by Ruth Ware. Actually, I really want to read this one because I love Ruth Ware. I'm going to put that in a different stack. Brandon Sanderson's Starsight, the sequel to... What is it the sequel to? I kind of want to read that soonish because that's a series. Should I integrate my TBR into the rest of my shelf? No, because then I will absolutely forget which books I haven't read. Good talk. Okay. Got some more Cassandra Clare, like Shadowhunters, whatever books. I kind of want to put these high up on priority too because she keeps coming out with more books and I'm just trying to keep abreast of it because I feel like all the cool kids read Shadowhunters and I am trying to be a cool kid and be a booktuber. My life is really hard. Okay. Everything's falling apart. Okay, this Savage Song by Victoria Schwab. Renegades by Marissa Meyer. Couple of Neil Gaiman books. Let's see. Oh, Sea of Tranquility by Emily St. John Mandel, who also wrote Station 11. Okay, that's going to kind of get priority because this is a new release, I think, for this year. I think I ordered it ahead of time. And I really loved Station 11. I should probably read the glass I know. Book of Night by Holly Black, another new release that I kind of want to get to. Oh, let's see. These are both queer books written in the stars, and they both die at the end that I kind of meant to read during Pride, but it is now June 23rd. And I feel like that might not happen, so I'm just going to put it with my other regular TBRs. Okay, and then these books I had set aside, I think I wanted to read them. Okay, that's not going to be... Hang on. Okay, The House in the Cerulean Sea. I'm going on vacation to, like, San Diego next month. And I don't know why, but this is a book that I was like, oh, I will save that for when I go on that trip. These books, I don't really know why they're here. My mom's been giving me books as well. The 100 Years of Lenny and Margot. Beautiful Ruins. This is kind of a beat up paperback. I'll take that to San Diego too. The Silence of the Girls by Pat Barker. Kind of want to read that. 1,000 Ships by Natalie Haynes. I really want to read that. Freaking books. Okay, these are some books from... Oh, some of these Emma. Okay, The Shipping News. No idea what this is about. The Secret History and The Goldfinch are books that I've kind of wanted to read. They're by the same author, Donna Tartt. I won't give them priority though. Okay, and then I've got a couple of like classic sci-fi books, Stranger in a Strange Land and The Left Hand of Darkness. Kind of been wanting to get to those. Kill me. Okay. The Book of Lost Friends, The Night Swim. These I'll put with my like regular TBR. Okay, and then I have a chunk of books that I'm like actively planning on saving for like October. I've got a couple. No, I only have one Stephen King. I've got Stephen King, a book about serial killers, Agatha Christie, another Fear Street like anthology, and a book called The Nature of Witches. Okay, so I'm gonna like set that kind of aside because that is for fall, autumn. Yeah. This video is already 25 minutes long. And I know I'm gonna lose obviously a lot of that time when I edit, but I haven't even started moving my books around on my shelves at all yet. I should title this video just like I have a breakdown in front of my shelves for 20 minutes. Okay, I'm gonna make it taller. I am struggling. Okay. Oh, this will work. Okay. I quite frankly don't even really know where to start. So let's jump up to my sci-fi shelf, I guess. And they're gonna... I got my little friends are a pink Power Ranger, an astronaut Lego, and then this is like a little Japanese doll thing. Her name is Phoebe. Like actually. It's the brand. Phoebe. Not the brand. Her official name. She reads sci-fi. She wears a little frog hat. Anyway, I'm obsessed. I got her one of my friends got her for me for my 16th birthday. They're gonna go live somewhere else. Absolutely vibing. I'm gonna clear out my sci-fi shelf now. I can totally do this. The Annihilation Trilogy. I have been holding on to these books simply because the covers are so cute. I'm 1,000% obsessed. However, I will never be reading these again, and I actually didn't enjoy it that much, so they must go. Side Life. Turd Nuggets. I cannot sell this book because it is an ARC. I don't really know what I'm going to do with it. I'm going to put it somewhere. Binti, another book. Read it because it was really popular. It's super duper short, so if you're trying to up your book count, it's great for that. Didn't love it, probably because it is so short. It's going. And Dune. Sorry, nerds. Hated it. It's gone. I think what I'm going to do is have my sci-fi shelf be, like, I'm going to stick my TBR sci-fi books on the same shelf, with like a bookend in between. It looks kind of weird. I'm not doing that. Okay, my next shelf, God, this is so awkward. I'm so sorry. My next shelf is some YA fantasy. It's not even all YA fantasy. Some things are gonna go. Lights of Prague by Nicole Jarvis was good. I don't think it's in a series. Not interested in keeping it. Might ask my friend if she wants it. Undead Girl Gang by Lily Anderson. Super fun. Don't think it's worth keeping. Very niche. Don't think my friend is going to want it either. I am going to get rid of Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children, the entire series, because the first book was good and it was all downhill from there. It's gotta go. Are moving right along. My next shelf, I don't even know how to describe it. I've got like the books don't match. They don't all go together. This is kind of stressing me out. I have no idea what to do. Power of the Witch by Chris Bawhalian was a really good book. I don't think I'll be keeping it. It's got to go though because I'm not gonna reread it. And it's not that important to me to have in my collection. So this shelf, let me turn you so you can kind of see what I'm working with here. These books are all by the same author, Catherine Howe. These are nonfiction books. Nonfiction books don't go here. I've got some nonfiction books elsewhere, so y'all are gonna be relocated. The fact that these books have anything in common, they don't. They literally don't have anything in common. I just don't know where else to put them. And Catherine Howe's books are all, some of them are historical fiction. Most of them are contemporary. They're all about witches. She's the same author, so I want her to be together. These I might just kind of stick somewhere else for now until I decide what I want to do with them. Great. Now, what can I put between them that makes any kind of sense? What if I put Greek books in the middle? Even some ones I haven't read yet. Ooh, oh my god, just throw it down, baby. Good job. Okay. It is not perfect. I don't love it. I kind of don't know what else to do with it, though. I think it just is what it is. This is my nonfiction shelf. I'm gonna get rid of... I've got a bunch of books about starting out being a nurse, and I'm not starting out being a nurse anymore. This one can go. This can go. You can go. I left with a lot of brain things. And actually, this is like a textbook. This can go. Yes, that's the choice we're making. Okay, I now have a massive stack of books that I'm getting rid of. I stopped saying which ones I was getting rid of, because it's so many. It's just getting out of hand. You don't need to know all of them. And I've done some rearranging. Some of my TBR books are mixed in with my other regular books. Just for ease of organizational purposes, to fill in some gaps, which I now have. Gaps, haha, who would have thought? These still need to find a place. Some of my TBR books, I think, are gonna go back and live here in this, corner. This is crooked. I don't love how everything has turned out. I'm going to show you. Okay, so shelf number 1. I guess let me adjust this globes that's not hanging over the edge. Okay, on top, I got my old guitar and an old globe that I got at like a estate sale. Doesn't matter, not pertinent. This is, I'm trying to make it like YA fantasy, kind of random stuff. This is obviously my Harry Potter shelf. Oh, so this I need to turn on. One sec. Okay. Sweet. Cute. Do I have a problem? No. This is a normal amount to love Harry Potter. Okay, this is a Saturday Mass shelf with a weird blank spot that I don't know what to do with. And I don't have any more Saturday Mass books because I don't have the Akatar series. Because I don't like that series. Fudge. Anyway, this entire shelf is Kristen Hanna. Not all of them have I read, but I just put them all there. These are some memoirs. Everybody has a podcast that's not a memoir. But anyway, mostly memoirs into classics. Okay, next shelf. I have some random knickknacks that I'm not going to explain on top. YA sci-fi. More YA fantasy. My Lord of the Rings shelf, and because I got rid of so many books, nothing else has to go on this shelf, which is hilarious because I thought I needed that space. This is adult thrillers, horror, and then books on race, I guess. And this down here is some more classics and then some random books and old books I have on riding horses. Okay, next shelf. More random knickknacks that we're not going to discuss. Adult and YA sci-fi. Yeah, sci-fi. The Witcher books and Outlander books. Again, haven't read all of the Witcher books yet. They're just there. Percy Jackson books. Adult books on Greek mythology. The Historian. And then my Catherine Howe books. These are my nonfiction books. And these are my Morgan Matson books. And queer books, I guess. And some TBR books. Those I still don't know what to do with. And over here, my mountain of books to get rid of. And then the couple of books that I know I'm going to bring on vacation, so I don't know why, and I'm leaving them out. I now have over an hour of footage to go through, which is absolutely insane, seeing as I haven't filmed in so long, and really jumped back in the deep end there for filming. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you want to see more chaotic content and motivate me to keep producing said chaotic content. I'm so I feel so stressed still, which is not usually how I feel. Normally I feel really satisfied after I finish organizing my bookcase. Right now I feel stressed because I wasn't expecting to pull so many books off and say that I wanted to get rid of them. And a lot of these books I've had for a really long time, and was finally like, but you're never going to read it again, and it's not actually important to you to keep in your collection, so why have them take up room, valuable room on my shelves when I have so many books that I'm trying to read and will need homes. So that kind of stresses me out. And then also now I have like some weird gappy things that I don't know what to do with. So I don't love that aesthetic, but it is what it is. It's going to be fine. Sometimes it's good to clean house, and obviously I really needed to do that. So I hope to see you guys again soon. Thank you so much for watching. And if you're somebody that I don't know personally who is watching my videos, especially if you've watched other ones of my videos, then came back for more, wow, thank you, you're crazy. Catch you guys on the flip side. Bye!